Guerrilla warfare is essentially a political war. Therefore, its area of operations exceeds the territorial limits of conventional warfare, to penetrate the political entity itself, the political animal that Aristotle defined. In effect, the human being should be considered the priority objective in a political war. And conceived as the military target of guerrilla war, the human being has his most critical point in his mind. Once his mind has been reached, the political animal has been defeated, without necessarily receiving bullets. Guerrilla warfare is born and grows in the political environment, in the constant combat to dominate that area of political mentality that is inherent to all human beings and which collectively constitutes the environment in which guerrilla warfare moves, and which is where precisely its victory or failure is defined out. This conception of guerrilla warfare as political war turns psychological operations into the decisive factor of the results. The target, then, is the minds of the population, all the population, our troops, the enemy troops and the civilian population. This book is a manual for the training of guerrillas in psychological operations, and its application to the concrete case of the Christian and democratic crusade being waged in Nicaragua by the Freedom Commandos. Introduction. 1. Generalities. The purpose of this book is to introduce the guerrilla student to the psychological operations techniques that will be of immediate and practical value to him in guerrilla warfare. This section is introductory and general. Subsequent sections will cover each point set forth here in more detail. The nature of the environment of guerrilla warfare does not permit sophisticated psychological operations, and it becomes necessary for the chiefs of groups, chiefs of detachments and squadron leaders to have the ability to carry out, with minimal instructions from the higher levels, psychological action operations with the contacts that are thoroughly aware of the situation, i.e. the foundations. 2. Combatant propagandist guerrillas. In order to obtain the maximum results from the psychological operations in guerrilla warfare, every combatant should be as highly motivated to carry out propaganda face-to-face as he is a combatant. This means that the individual political awareness of the guerrilla of the reason for his struggle will be as acute